So a few very interesting Star Wars updates today, and we begin with the 2025 Star Wars film. Ian McDiarmid, who plays Emperor Palpatine and who returned for The Rise of Skywalker, was asked by comicbook.com if we can expect his involvement in some way, in flashbacks, if Palpatine once again comes back, and so on. And his response was very blunt and very simple. He says he's not been approached. He recently returned on the Kenobi show and did the voice of Palpatine in the Bad Batch Season 2. He's an absolute gem, and at Star Wars Celebration he did say he'll continue returning for the right projects. But I think in the case of the 2025 film, Star Wars fans don't want Palpatine to return yet again. It's best to let that plot thread go and just do something, I guess, a bit more original. Because one of the complaints many had for The Rise of Skywalker was somehow Palpatine returned and the way that he died. But what do you guys think? Would you like to see more Palpatine in the future? Share your thoughts in the comments down below. And so now, onto the Ahsoka show. This is really exciting. So as we know, Morgan Elsbeth, who appeared in The Mandalorian Season 2 Chapter 13 on Corvus, is gonna have a big role in the Ahsoka show. She's loyal to Grand Admiral Thrawn. Ahsoka asked her, "Where is your master? Where is Thrawn?" And now, we're gonna find out what she's been doing for him. We know she's been building some kind of fleet, some kind of war machine, and shit is really about to hit the fan. Thrawn is going to make himself known, and he has various people behind the scenes working for him, notably Captain Pellaeon and Morgan Elsbeth. While in a new exclusive by Entertainment Weekly, Diana Lee Inosanto, the goddaughter of the legend Bruce Lee, has revealed just how much of the character we're going to see in Ahsoka, and it's quite a lot. We're going to learn about her backstory, which Ahsoka did seem to know in Chapter 13, mentioning what happened to Morgan Elsbeth and her people during the Clone Wars, which suggests Ahsoka and Morgan met before. And not only that, some fans theorize she was one of the girls in the Clone Wars Season 4 Episode 14, A Friend in Need. None of that is confirmed just yet, but we are about to learn a lot more about her, so let's dive straight into this. Not a lot is known about the Magistrate Morgan Elsbeth. We never got confirmation that she died, and she didn't. We're about to learn why she was on Corvus, the nature of why she kept prisoners and tortured them, and more than anything, the risk her and her boss posed to the New Republic. We know her people were massacred during the Clone Wars, and we know she sought revenge by joining the Empire and then becoming part of the Remnant under Thrawn. And we also know somehow along the way, she got a fancy Beskar staff, but that was about it. Not only did Diana Lee Inosanto not know anything about the character when she was first introduced, she didn't even know her character had a name. Speaking with Dagobah Dispatch, here is her quote, "Everything was such a complete surprise. I didn't even know her name was Morgan Elsbeth until the night it aired, seriously." And then she kind of spills the beans about the nature of her character, saying, quote, "I just knew I was the magistrate, so I had to make up this complete backstory. The night it aired, I was stunned. I'm like, I have a name." Inosanto noted her moniker was a little overshadowed by another big name reveal, and that was Grogu, and then Ahsoka name dropping Thrawn. It was a really big episode. Not only does she have a name, in the Ahsoka show which premieres in August, Inosanto is very excited to flesh out all angles of Morgan Elsbeth. She says, "When I found out they were going to expand a character, I was just over the moon about this. I just can't believe how the planets and the stars aligned, and to be able to work with such a magnificent cast, and to grow as an actress and feel that energy, it's a dream come true." So what else can she tell us about the Magistrate? Well, it sounds as though the series creator Dave Filoni has given Inosanto some good material to work with. The beautiful thing, she says, was that Dave was there to assist me on what her backstory is. She's quite the manipulator, and we all know she's cruel and cold-hearted, but this is a character that is truly dedicated and loyal to Grand Admiral Thrawn, and there is nothing getting in her way. And when it comes to why, it appears as though we will get answers, more intel on what drove Elsbeth to such extremes. She says, "What I really love is that we're going to get into her backstory, and I think fans are going to be quite fascinated and happy about this." She kind of suggests her backstory is not what fans expect. Inosanto knows what it's like to play to an audience with high expectations. She performed the fight scene with Rosario Dawson's Ahsoka when George Lucas and President Kathleen Kennedy were watching. The actress calls them heroes, saying they're absolute trailblazers. So when the Mandalorian creator Jon Favreau introduced me to them, I was like, oh my goodness, it was such an honor. You had the most creative minds that were there that day, including John and Dave, and it was amazing. And then to do this beautiful combative dance with Rosario, I mean, what a beautiful moment, and what a way to bond with her. Now, her character's preparing for round 2. I'm really intrigued by Morgan Elsbeth. Chapter 13 is definitely one of the best episodes of the entire show. It had a very samurai feel to it, and the intrigue and fascination amongst fans with Morgan Elsbeth is the fact there are so many unknowns, and her affiliation with Thrawn. The moment Grand Admiral Thrawn was name-dropped, everyone knew that The Mandalorian, the Ahsoka show, before it was cancelled, Rangers of the New Republic, were about to adapt elements of Heir to the Empire, and to this day, with the exception of Rangers, that is what is driving a lot of the Star Wars fandom hype in 2023. And as I mentioned in previous videos, elements of Rangers were sprinkled into The Mandalorian Season 3 and are going to be used in Ahsoka and Skeleton Crew as well. Now, in other Ahsoka news, recently some comments came out of some executives who described the series as one of the most impressive they've seen. There are also rumours the Ahsoka show was so impressive, that's how Dave Filoni got his Star Wars movie. And there is the question, are executives just saying this because it's in the best interest for the show for the marketing, or because it's genuinely amazing? I think it's a bit of both. And I will say this, from some of the rumours and the leaks, the reports, even comments made by some of the cast and crew, it sounds as though the trailer really did not do the show justice. It was a great trailer. We saw Baylan, rest in peace Ray Stevenson, we saw Shin, the back of Thrawn's head, Mon Mothma, Hera Syndulla, but these were mere glimpses. But apparently in the show there is so much more to it, so much more action and intensity, and that is what I can't wait for. And I know there are fans out there who are quite exhausted from all the fan hype, maybe because they were disappointed by some of the shows they were really pumped for. They didn't live up to expectation. Now, while I don't know too much about what's in the Ahsoka show, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say, this one's gonna be different. There's a different vibe in the air with this one. The way Dave Filoni's proven his track record with Star Wars Rebels, the fact most of these characters are his, I do think there's a higher chance for this to really live up to the hype, to live up to what fans expect from an Ahsoka show. And I think we started realizing that when they announced that Hayden Christensen was going to be in it. It was kind of a eureka moment, a moment where we all said, okay, Dave gets it. He understands what Star Wars Ahsoka needs to be as a show, not just in terms of the Star Wars Rebels connections, but also going back to the legacy of the Clone Wars and Ahsoka being the former Padawan of Anakin. There were rumours of the Mustafar scene reinvented. It sounds like it's going to do justice to every era of the character. Everything she's been through has a small nod. And so finally, my dear friends, yet another update for Obi-Wan Kenobi Season 2. We've heard what Kathleen Kennedy said, she's not sure it's ever going to happen. Well, now speaking on Deadline's Crew Call podcast, Obi-Wan director Deborah Chow spoke on the possibility of another installment. Here's what she said: the first set of episodes were always conceived as a limited series, but quote, never say never. So again, an extremely indefinite answer. At this stage, guys, I don't think it's ever going to happen. I will say there probably will be some more Obi-Wan stories across various shows, maybe video games. The path was referenced in Jedi Survivor, but it's not on the list of priorities for Lucasfilm right now. The 2025 Star Wars film is rumored to be the top of their list, and then of course, Dave Filoni's film, The Mandalorian Season 4, The Acolyte, and Andor Season 2. But again, the writer's strike does affect a lot of this. Fans want to see more of Qui-Gon's Force Ghost, some fans want to see Commander Cody's story being explored in live action, and for those who love the series as it was, more of the same, but probably no more confrontations between Obi-Wan and Darth Vader. But share your thoughts on everything we spoke about in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, guys, please be sure to give me a big fat thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one. May the Force be with you always.